Aggressive dogs shouldn't be groomed often just because they are aggressive. Quite the opposite. This is Max. His owner delayed coming to the groomer because he had a problem with Max trying to bite him while he was grooming him at home. He thought, I won't even take him to the groomer, it will embarrass me. I will groom him myself. He succeeded less and less. After a few months, he only managed to cut the hair around Max's eyes so the dog could see. And then, not even that. When Max started having trouble breathing and standing up because of his neglected coat, the owner finally called the groomer. Me.
So nice, little dog. Yes, you are.
When they arrived, my heart broke when I saw poor Max. The owner warned me that the dog was aggressive, and I expected that. I approached Max slowly, pet him the way you pet dogs that show signs of aggression, and I didn't get any aggressive reaction. It was strange to me. I thought, okay, maybe he is waiting until he feels really threatened to attack. Just in case, we started with the muzzle on, for my safety and for the dog's safety.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Great. Poor little tails.
Mhm.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Okay. The dog thing.
No.
After a while, I was more and more sure that Max was not aggressive at all. At one point, I realized there was no need for the muzzle and I took it off. Yes, he was scared and it was hard to remove that matted hair around his head, but it wasn't real aggression, just pure fear.
Great, great, great. Great, great, great. Great, great, great.
So this dog suffered for months just because the owner assumed that Max would bite the groomer, just like he tried to bite him. Even if that were true, I'm always willing to try. If it doesn't work, the dog can always be sedated for grooming. Of course, that requires the presence of a vet who will monitor the sedation through the whole process. But leaving the dog to suffer for so long with a neglected coat is definitely not okay.
Great! Great! Well done!
Of course, there are breeds that don't need to visit a groomer if they are aggressive. Those are usually short-haired dogs like Labradors, Golden Retrievers, Dutch Hounds, etc. But long-haired dogs like Maltese, Bichons, Poodles, as well as double-coated dogs like Collies, Malamutes, Chow Chows, they simply must see a groomer regularly. It's the owner's responsibility to prepare the dog and teach them. If a dog has some kind of trauma in cooperation with groomer, all of that can be fixed and the dog's quality of life can be improved. I have had many dogs that were traumatized and aggressive during grooming, but with frequent visits, working with them and giving them love and patience, I managed to turn them into cooperative dogs. We don't have to reach a point where the dog loves grooming, but we must reach a point where they tolerate it, where they are not afraid, and where they don't bite. And through my 15 years of grooming experience, I claim that this can be achieved in 95% of cases. That remaining 5% is for sedation, but even sedation is a solution. What is not a solution is a neglected dog and sick skin. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but Max is not a boy, Max is a girl. Believe it or not, even the owner didn't know that. He was so surprised when we called him and tell that. At first, we actually thought he brought us the wrong dog, but no. He thought Max was a boy because of her behavior. In this situation, like in many others, I really don't know why this owner even has a dog. You can only imagine how little attention he pays to her when he doesn't even know she's a girl. Even though I have worked with all kinds of neglected and abandoned dogs, this is a whole new level. Can you imagine the owner's face when he came back and saw a clean, freshly groomed dog and realized it's a female, not a male like he thought? It's a good thing I called him and told him during the grooming session because otherwise he would definitely not believe me. Anyway, whether this is Max or Minnie, I fixed the situation with the fur of this dog. I hope she will be okay, at least for a while. If you liked this transformation and want to support what we do, click like and subscribe and leave a comment just to beat the algorithm. Even though I have drama, that remaining 5%. Anyway, ah.